Today is a very, very special interview because this individual I have attempted several times to interview her, but she's so active in the community. She never tells me no, but what happens is that we our schedules actually conflict. But today she actually made time. So Michelle, thank you for coming on. And how are you doing this morning?
I'm great. Thank you for having us.
No problem at all. Michelle, go ahead and tell the people what organization that you represent right here in the town of Monroe.
So, I am the Community Impact Initiatives Director for the United Way of Northeast Louisiana. And my role is to kind of promote and implement all of our initiatives around education, financial stability, and health.
Wow, sounds like a lot there, Michelle. No wonder our schedules always conflict. Are you the only individual that actually stays on top of all of this?
No, I'm not the only. We work as a team, but I am responsible for all of the work that happens through that.
Well, keep up the great work because I first met you years ago, but I was on a board with you. I think it was a Minority Business Council at the time, and that's how we actually crossed paths. And you were a very diligent and a hard worker then, and I see you've only gotten better over time. So thank you for your service.
Thank you for me being allowed to do it.
No problem at all, Michelle. No problem at all. Today, we brought you on to explain a program that you are actually presenting to the community and is a much needed program. And it's something that a lot of individuals may not be fully aware of, but we as a community have experienced it, or we as a community, we know of a family that has experienced it, and it's called air property, but more so a generational potential loss of land that someone in the family has actually worked hard for, but down the line, it has the probability of being lost. Why? Because of what you call your program, Airship. Tell us about this program that's called Airship.
Well, back in March 2021, we experienced a few storms in our community. And what we noticed, United Way always tried to respond to the needs of our community. And we host some fundraisers to help individuals in our community repair their homes after the storms. And what we noticed is that a lot of the properties were not in the people who lived there's name in the property's name. And so we after we initially got over the hump of helping a lot of individuals after the storm, we thought that we needed to be proactive because our area tends to be hit a lot by storms. And we wanted people to protect their property. And as a part of protecting your property, you can get insurance, or if FEMA was to come in play, you could get assistance with getting funds from FEMA to repair your homes. However, a lot of the individuals, the homes, properties were not in their name. And people are confused that they think that if they pay the taxes on the property, that the property is theirs. But, in actuality, the property is not yours because you had not gone to the courthouse and filed the legal documentation to be heir on that property. And so what we did was we worked with E&P Consulting, Wesley Johnson and her team, Kimberly Manyweather, to develop a workshop to educate our community on how to protect their property, how to get the property in your name, even giving them information that's valuable to them to hear, to know that if you don't pay, just because you're paying the taxes on the property does not make the property yours. It is not legally yours, and you have to go through a process of filing the correct documentations at the courthouse to have any type of ownership in that property. It doesn't have to be full ownership for you to receive services or to protect the property as well. And that's what people need to hear.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate that. I know we've had several conversations in reference to this term air property, but it just flew over my head until you kept introducing me to this term air property or airship. And I started listening. As I started to listen, I started to say, well, Michelle, that does make sense. If a person is paying their property, their family's property taxes, to me, the possession of the home is 9/10 or maybe 10/10 of the law, but that's my level of thinking until we get into the actual law. And the actual law indicates, as you mentioned, in the event the worst case scenario, a storm comes in and FEMA, the government's willing to assist. But does the person that lives in the property, that has possession of the property, that's paying the taxes, do they legally have rights or title to the property? So now I started thinking, wow, that can really hit home with anyone at any time. And so we have to practice our due diligence early on and truly understand, because of course, what I read a couple of different places, this is not only in Louisiana, this is nationwide.
Right.
It's a social economic challenge.
And I find too, we are, for lack of knowing what we don't know, you don't respond, or you don't do the things that you need to do to protect your properties. And for years people have said you pay the taxes. We probably inherited that way of thinking, as
That's right.
opposed to getting the proper information to protect our properties. When I say protect, I mean on several different levels. We need to protect our properties, one, from the storms, get insurance on our properties. We need to also get, be in line if there is some FEMA dollars to come in play, but also to protect your property from being taken by someone else. Some people don't even pay their taxes on the property, and someone is paying the tax, and after so many years, that property can become theirs. And then they are losing, property that was actually handed down to them from generation to generation. And what I find is some of the properties have so many heirs that it's so hard to even get, 1/100th of a titlement to that property. So it's very important that when a person passes away, that the family lines themselves up to protect the property, whatever that is. Go and file the legal documentation to get your property in line with your family. And
Sure.
so that someone else outside of the family won't take the property. And
Absolutely.
I want to also talk to to people in our community about not only that, we have a lot of dilapidated property around our community because of, this particular item of heirship, and rather than have the property become dilapidated, let someone in the family, be responsible for it, and just do what we need to do to make sure that our properties in our community are just protected.
Right. I've heard some lawyers use the terminology when it comes to air property, a colloquial term they may use. This is a second-rate ownership. The reason they mention that, because it becomes very, very problematic. And as you mentioned earlier, who actually owns it? Maybe someone from the outside could come in and what is called force a sale, which the law is partition law. And so we have to be aware of that and understand, why is it problematic? Two, what are the benefits of us actually attempting to clear title on the property, or the family working together, create a
LLC.
yeah, that's what I just found out. Yeah, that's right. Create an LLC. That's right. That's right. And then some of the benefits of possibility, homestead exemption. If not, it becomes gridlock. When it's gridlock, someone can come in and purchase a small portion and force that sale due to the laws that are on the book. So I know
Right.
you have a program coming up, possibly seminar or something you've been actually allowing the public to attend, so they can become educated and become proactive in this approach.
Correct. So on Thursday, December 8th, United Way is hosting our third for the year. This is our third one. A workshop, the Heirship Project workshop. It is from 6 to 7:30 p.m. here at the United Way. We also are hosting a follow-up event February 16th in Ruston, April 13th and June 15th here in Monroe. It's easy to sign up. All you have to do is go to the United Way of Northeast Louisiana's website and register. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, call 211 and ask them to register you. That's for our seniors, because the seniors are the ones who really want to find out this information. So you can just call 211 and say you want to register for the Heirship Project workshop, and they will register you.
All right. Hey, you just heard from Miss Michelle, December the 8th, right here in Monroe. Call 21. What the number again?
211.
211. I got it. That's right. I downloaded the app through our relationship, knowing you. I said, okay, she's always talking about United Way. Now I could download the app 211 and I pass it on to others. 211. Simple, easy, but protect yourself, protect your property, because families have worked hard to leave a legacy. So don't allow it to just be taken away. Or
Right.
a major issue you just mentioned, dilapidated property. That's it. Do you have a program in place for that?
Not yet. I would love to. Just let me dream.
All right, all right. That's what it's about, a vision. Well, Michelle, I want to thank you again for coming on, being able to chat with the community and informing them, and also opening the doors up for opportunity for us to become educated so we can protect ourselves and families and our communities. Thank you again.
Thank you.